my best guess is that it has an influence on the chakras and meridians. Don't forget that I stumbled on this. I did not intentionally invent it. And I noticed the effect. It doesn't mean I had pre-designed the effect. Okay? So I actually only know that when you make this, and you hold these, and you do this such and such a thing happens. You follow?
So does that mean you kind of...
I only know it from a practical point of view, but I'm not a practical engineer. I'm a theoretical physicist, so I can't really... I didn't set out to invent it. I stumbled on it and noticed the effect. And I've been exploiting that, taking advantage of that effect with a number of different devices, some of which worked, and some of which failed. The ones that didn't work, I don't know why they didn't work. The ones that did work, I don't know any more about than the ones that didn't. I don't know why they work. I know that they do. But I have, through trial and error, discovered several things that do work and many, many things that don't work. I say very clearly, especially in my book, that as a theoretical physicist, I can only lay out theory. Theory only stands as long as the next person comes up with a better theory. Theory will change from month to month, from year to year. But the practicality doesn't change. For instance, I go to a wall switch and turn on a light. Yet, there's not one physicist in the world who actually can tell you why that happens, really why that happens. All they can tell you is that it does happen, and that you can construct things in such a way that you can make it happen, but why it happens is like, why is there gravity? Why is there electricity? Why is there magnetism? The answer to that is nobody knows really why that is.
But the effect that we're noticing...
The theories change every year.
The effect that we're noticing is that the beta is suppressed in some way.
The only way for alpha theta to be stronger is that somehow the beta got suppressed. Because there is no other way for alpha theta to emerge other than the suppression of beta.
That's clear.
There's no way for alpha theta. Alpha and theta don't get any stronger than they are. So clearly, beta must be getting suppressed in some way. How exactly that's happening, I don't know. I only know on a practical level. On a practical level, when I do this, the alpha theta comes up high. When I do that, the alpha theta stays where it is, and the beta comes up high, and so forth. So I can, if I detune these, the beta comes right back up full force. If I tune them properly, then the beta is not there, and the alpha theta are stronger. But they're only stronger because of the suppression of beta. There's no way that they can get stronger than the beta. Look, here's beta, and here's alpha theta down here. That's the way it normally sits. So if this is stronger, it's not that it got up here, it's that this went down there. The only way for that to happen is for the beta to go down, not for the alpha theta to go up. It's the only way. Because alpha theta cannot become stronger than beta. It is revealed by an absence of beta. It can't be bigger than it is. They're dwarf. They're little tiny dwarfy things. Look, I'm sitting there playing with this device, and suddenly there's this big generation of alpha theta, which means suppression, i.e. suppression of beta. Then I turn the device off, and it's gone. I turn the device on, and it's there. Turn the device off, and it's gone. So I look at the device and I say, I wonder if I can make another one just like it. So I made another one just like it. Then that one also worked the same way. So I told I could tell them, now let's put it in a different environment, take me out of the environment, remove other influences from the environment, see if it still works. Yeah, it's still working, okay. So therefore it must be the device that's causing this.
What is it that, I mean, if I made this thing by accident, let's say, I wouldn't know what it did.
Right.
So what?
But I worked with biofeedback devices for 25 years.
So you can
almost
like
30.
hear it or
No.
Theta?
No. I noticed the effect. There's a profound effect. If you ever saw, you see, I have 30 TUMIM devices, 30 of them. They happen to be in storage, but I have 30 of them. I worked with close to 50,000 people in beta suppression. I know the signs of beta suppression. I know what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it smells like, what it feels like. I just know.
Okay, yeah.
Just like if you ask me if an antiquity is real, I can pick it up and in 2 seconds tell you this is real or not real. And I'm willing to stake my reputation as an archaeologist on that, or as a curator on that fact. I can tell you for sure. And you can send it to a laboratory and then find out. When I went to Manny Goldberger, who was my grandmother's cardiac specialist, he was well into his late 80s, early 90s when I saw him. And he looked at me and he said, "You have a left ventricular murmur." And he said, "Just to verify it, I want you to go to Lenox Hill and have an echocardiogram taken." So I went through that. I had an echocardiogram. Sure enough, left ventricular murmur. He just knew. Looking at me. He didn't listen to anything. He just looked at me and he said, "You have a left ventricular murmur." It's just the weight of experience. Now, how do you check? You check by sending somebody to Lenox Hill and having an echocardiogram taken. So what I did was I hooked them up to my Herschel TUMIM meter. And they're going beep, 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 like that. I hooked them up to a different device, beep, 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 like that. So I see that they're generating theta and alpha. So I have alpha theta meters. BFT makes the best as far as I'm concerned. Biofeedback technology made the best. I don't think they still are around, but it's a great device. And I mean, I have a laboratory full of biofeedback gear, biofeedback technology, tons of biofeedback devices. Because I was actually, when I look back at it, I mean, I don't think of myself that way, but I was one of the pioneers of biofeedback technology at the time. Anyway, yeah, so you recognize the signs of somebody who is in theta or somebody who's in alpha. Wouldn't do any good to tell you that I use my telepathic skills for that purpose, because that wouldn't make any sense to you. But let's just say I sense it. So I use some sensing, some way of determining or detecting that somebody is in alpha theta. You know, I mean, because you've seen many, many examples of it. I can read somebody instantly. I do cold reads all the time, as what I call psychic cold reads. But hell, I've given up trying to convince human beings of such things. So